Hello, hello, my friends, and welcome to tonight's episode of the Astral Calling here on twitch.tv/tabletop rolls. Now, with no pre-roll ads.
Hot dog.
Oh,
Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. But I hope y'all are doing well. Before we get started, a few announcements. Here they are, and as they are. Number one, Tabletop Bros. Tomorrow, I have no idea what we're doing. We're down to Chad. It might be me and Calf might just play some Monster Hunter.
As I heckle you from the sidelines.
You'll get to see me with a big old sword. And Calf with probably a sword and shield.
You're saying you're gonna have a big sword, Will?
I am going to have a either two-handed sword, the switch axe, the gun lance, the insect glaive, one of my many weapons that I love from Monster Hunter.
I was going to say, isn't there like 20 something weapon
There's
styles in there?
so
Y'all are
many
going to go with the
weapons.
two sword ones.
I'm sorry, Will. I've heard that the proper way to play is with the sword and shield.
No, it's not. Joe Cat is wrong about this. I don't say Joe Cat is wrong about many things. Joe Cat is right about many things, but they are incorrect about the sword and shield being the best weapon.
That doesn't make any sense.
Speaking of things that don't make sense, on Sunday, Cozy Co-op. A little bit of relaxation to end your week, or start it, depending on how you view Sundays. Sarah looks sad suddenly. Oh, we can't hear you, Sarah.
My babies.
Oh, cats. Okay.
I've got both of them on my lap right now, and it just makes me so happy.
Well, speaking of babies, on Monday night, the Strength of Thousands AP, no longer babies,
Oh.
we are now lore speakers, saving the world from baby gods. Do.
Well, God, baby, singular.
God, baby, do. That doesn't work as well. And we are going to be doing that on the Strength of Thousands. See how I already drained the life from McKenna's eyes. Then,
Baby
Baby
God,
Shark
do
was
do do
already
do do, baby
singular.
God, do do do, baby God, do do, baby God.
We're in a mood tonight, everyone.
We are.
Prepare yourselves.
Then on Tuesday, the Sprout stream. We're going to do something fun. Will it be more fishing? Who knows? I think our little fishing excursion was like a fun thing.
That was
enjoyable.
That was delightfully fun. I really hope Dad had fun too, because I know he struggles a little bit.
We should do what we should do. We should do a I wonder if someone's done an Amish challenge in 14 yet. That could be fun to do. It's in MMOs, the Amish challenge is where you can't use the auction house, and you can't use gear that you pick up. You can only use gear that's crafted by you and other people in your guild. And then you have to try to beat the game, and if you die at any point, you have to delete the character and restart.
That sounds kind of hellish, honestly.
Which is why I enjoy it. Then, on Wednesday, Wild Ambition, our party had a really successful time, and now the hive that took 3 days to hike to the bottom of is collapsing in on them. Will they be able to get out on time? Join us this week and find out. Then, on Thursday we're off, but Pathfinder 2e at Amusing Games. I know this week still has some slots, so come and play with us if you want, Matt. Then, on Friday... Not Monster Hunter, Final Fantasy. Then on Friday, the Astral Calling, the show you're watching right now. And why are you watching this show? Well, personally, I think it's because of the wonderful, wonderful cast that we have. And tonight, introductions, I'll start off with the person who is most upset by the starter choices in Pokemon Z, Chad, playing Vim.
I don't know if upset. A little confused, but there's one good one, so I'm okay. But
Yes,
it's a little confusing.
Tepig is there. It's great.
Incorrect.
Yeah,
but
Chikorita's great.
also incorrect. You guys managed to hit the two that weren't the good ones, but all right. You collectively you singled it down to the good one.
Me and Rose are
that is
completely
Totodile.
opposite ends.
But yeah, a little confused, but it just means that for future Legends games, all bets are off. It can be anything.
Well, there's a hilarious comic going around about why Cyndaquil wasn't included, where it's like, yay, we could go on a vacation, and then it's just, nope, and Cyndaquil gets pulled into a portal
Oh, to go back in time.
to go
do the
back in
gas thing.
time.
Yeah. I love the ones of like Cyndaquil fans so angrily like punching holes in walls and pounding the floor because wasn't included as a starter in 2 Legends games in a row. How dare it not get special treatment?
Mhm.
What do you think you are, Charmander?
Right?
I'm also loving chat. If you go on to Blue Sky, you'll see a lot of people doing like, oh, what they think the Mega Evolutions are going to look like, or leaked versions of the Mega Evolutions for the new starters that are just like, it's the new electric dog, not Entei, not Suicune, Riku.
Raikou.
Raikou. Anytime
Ko.
Raikou. Anytime I read that as Riku as a kid. So now whenever I play Kingdom Hearts, I just think of, yeah. Anyway,
They're
but
spelled completely differently.
just imagine like Rose.
Pronounced entirely
Entirely
differently.
different. It's me. Just imagine Rose. The new like old primal. What were the X and Y-
Paradox.
Paradox. The
They're
Paradox
not X
version
and
of
Y
it.
either. That's
Scarlet Violet. Yeah, we're getting there. But the Paradox version of that legendary, but as
The big
Majanium.
giraffe thing?
Yeah, but as Majarium, Magrania.
Ganium?
Meganium.
Holy shit.
Meganium. It's okay.
It's been a
one
day,
of those
chat.
days.
But yeah, as Meganium with like the flower being instead of the cloud, it's like a flower. It's very funny.
I hope that particular image was like a joke and not somebody being like, "This is leaked." This is
Oh no!
leaked."
Someone said this is leaked as a joke, and then a bunch of people
Okay.
commented, people are going to believe this, right?
Okay, that's good because otherwise
Yeah.
it's like, wow.
It was very funny. Speaking of funny things, someone who always brings me a lot of joy, we have Matt.
You take that back.
We have Matt
Um,
playing Darius. How you doing tonight, Darius? It's been a night, y'all.
I
Chat,
lost my
I
character.
warn you, it's been a night for me, so we're going to be a little bit wild tonight.
I am doing very nice tonight. Thank you for the kind introduction. All this Pokemon talk is honestly, sadly, just kind of going over my head. I've played 3 Pokemon games in my life, so I don't. I used to remember the original 150's names, and then I got out of elementary school, I'm afraid.
Ooh, that feels
I
like
forgot.
a dig.
No, it's more of a dig at myself.
That's fair.
I'm turning 39 in 2 days, so. But yes.
But
I
people,
was about to ask
people-
if you were like, were you popular? Did you have a life?
No. On both counts.
people who will never age because they're immortal, we have Sarah as a cosmic deity playing playing Captain Cypress.
Hi, I'm Sarah Margaret, also known as Cosmic DD746, as you heard on Twitch, playing Captain Cypress, the bard, and only human of the party, which is kind of weird, actually. Anyway, hi everybody. I'm here. I had all of the, you could tell how emotionally stressed my like internal self is because 2 cats, not just one, decided I needed snuggle time at the same time. So it tells you exactly how my stress levels are.
You are the envy of the
Anyways.
world.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, we have everyone's favorite artist, McKenna, playing
Hello.
Eevee. How are you doing tonight, McKenna?
I'm doing pretty good. I have my chai with a little bit of coconut in it. It's very good.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm playing Eevee, our plasmoid artificer. McKenna Rate Art on all the socials.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about it.
And last, but certainly not least, someone who, honestly, just always good to be around. Yeah, Rose, playing Luna.
I promised I wasn't going to do this before the session, and then will mispronounce some of my favorite Pokemon. So
Mm.
instead of Rose, you've got TV's Jennifer Coolidge.
I can just
Makes
take
me
off my
want a hot
headphones and I
dog
don't hear
real
it.
bad.
He doesn't get
I-
the difference between Jennifer Coolidge and a New Jersey accent.
It's all good
Oh,
because
Your
that
impressions
just
are
makes me
lost on
so
him.
sad. McKenna, that just hurts me right here.
One of them is an accent, and one of them is
That
He's
almost-
Jennifer Coolidge.
y'all,
Yeah,
y'all want
Jennifer
more puns. This is how
Coolidge.
you get more puns.
Guys, I have to ask this because I am an ignorant Canadian. Jennifer Coolidge, does that sound a bit more almost like a North Dakotan?
Jennifer Coolidge is
No.
Jennifer Coolidge.
She's
and
just her own thing.
She really
kind of
honestly
like
I don't claim that
when
mine
you
is like
share-
good, but
Have you ever heard Cher talk? That's no. There's not a community
else
of people
talks like Cher.
that talk like that. Like I can't
Uh.
even do it.
Not in many
But
moons.
it's Cher. And you know it immediately. And Jennifer Coolidge is
Jennifer
very much
Coolidge
her
is
own
just the
thing.
same.
yeah.
And
Oh,
last but not least, myself, Tabletop Rolls, who my kill count for player characters for 2025 has now increased by 1 as of last night.
What
Oh,
was
I
it
thought you were
before last
threatening
night?
me.
He
Maybe
is.
you are.
I'm
He
not
is, but what was it before last night?
0.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's gone up to 1 now. The barbarian in our group for PFS went down, attacked a thing, brought up by healing, so was wounded 1, went down again by the same thing after it crit it, so they became wounded 2, got brought back up again, so they were wounded 2, and then the thing was down to like its last legs. It had 20 hit points left. And barbarian at that level is rolling 2d12, and it had an AC of 10 because it was an ooze, so they were hitting with every attack. So they grabbed their weapon, made 2 attacks, thinking they could kill it before it went right after them. They were 1 damage short, and then I made the attacks as per the enemy's directive and tactics, which is it attacks the thing that attacked it last. I rolled a natural 20. The barbarian went down to a crit, which immediately brought them to dying 4, instantly killing their character.
Well, I have to ask.
Yes,
were
Matt?
you using the pink-purple dice?
I was using the pink-purple dice.
You son of a bee. We've told you, stop using those dice.
They're called wild purple for a reason.
They are.
They're called murderers, is what they are.
But it was not Emily's character, so I did not have to buy her a box of Lorcana cards. So
A box. That's a
There's
pretty
that.
good deal.
that was the agreement that we had, where if I ever kill her character, I have to get her a box. And now, because her witch is up to 10th level, it's 2 boxes, according to her. So
See,
I'm like,
she could game that system.
good. But she won't. And that's all of our announcements. So chat, I'm going to let you know. We're going to do one more ad break now before we get into the actual show. And then that should put us good for about an hour of gameplay time. We'll do a short ad break in the middle and then one towards the end. And that will stop pre-roll ads. It helps us grow. And that's sort of why we're doing that. It makes people more likely to stick around when they come and find us. So chat, thank you all so much for going through this with us. We're just going to basically put it back onto the stream soon screen, and then once the ads are done, we're going to roll right into the intro.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, so we'll be back in a minute. Last time on the Astral Calling, our party found themselves at the center of the universe, the center of all universes, and its point of creation, guarded by a fierce divine deity, also known as Zolom. After being reunited with Luna, they were brought there by another divine being. Upon their entry into the Forge of Creation, the place where there was once a massive engine that was used to make the universe and all things in it, they were greeted not only by this god, but also by the offer of being able to use the final embers of the primal creation magics that fueled this place to make something that could help them on their journey. As Darius began to become ready to make use of this very rare tool, someone else joined the party in this forge. A woman named Sildana, the leader of the Calistigian Order. After making use of the time stop spell, they found themselves directly next to Evie, attempting to grab a cloak. And as it seemed as though they would have grabbed it and gone away, some extraplanar power, some entity stronger than the very fabric of creation of this universe, changed the story. And as an entirely new version of this story is told, we rejoin our party as Sildana has put her hands onto this cloak, but is not yet able to react and recast that spell. Luna, I believe that you were immediately doing something.
I think Luna had successfully grabbed it back, had she
I
not?
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Luna
Yes.
now has the cloak.
And as you're standing there with it in your hands, Luna, Sildana just looks at you. Give that to me, Luna.
No, you can't just take things. Stop it. I told you Shalathorn does not want this.
I will get her back and she can tell me herself.
She told me to tell you.
She can hate me for all of eternity for all I care. She will be back and the universe will be a better place for it.
But don't you hear me? She was there, in the universe, with me, for a moment, when she told me that. She's not... You have to stop.
Luna, you can, if you'd like, make me a persuasion check.
I have advantage on persuasion checks specifically against her,
You do.
so I'm going to try.
You could say that you are a flaw that this character has.
I've got a 27.
Flaw where? Flaw who?
Flawless.
Not Luna.
Ooh.
That's fine. I'll hold off on this for now. And she turns around and starts to just walk away.
I hope you think on it.
I hope you know that this is inevitable.
Sorry, I was waiting. It was right there. I mean, what was I gonna do? Just let that not go?
As she stands at the doorway, she just looks to you, Luna. Please just know I do not want to do what comes next. As she turns and leaves.
Then don't.
Good
Well-
luck with that.
That could have gone worse. Evie, I'm sorry. Here.
okay.
And she'll gently, carefully, like wrap that cloak back around Evie, very like
No.
gingerly fastening it.
You can take my cloak whenever you want, as long as you put it back on me like that
No,
every
just
single time.
in front of everybody. Just Vim wouldn't actually say to that
Dressing
because
each
it would.
other in
That
front
wouldn't
of
even like.
everyone. You whores.
Oh my
Well,
god.
it was
But
more
Zola.
about her saying you can
Seriously?
take it anytime you.
But Zola,
This is coming from a character who is relatively naked all of the time.
It wouldn't even really occur to Vim. It was more of a me
Yeah.
thing. So, has she like left?
yeah, she's walked up and walked out.
Okay.
I don't understand your mom. I don't think she likes me.
Evie, make an insight check.
Okay. I think that's a 15, just straight on the die face.
So,
yeah, 15.
You know, for a person who has the capabilities to stop time, the fact that she didn't just immediately murk you in order to get what she wants, she might like you a little bit.
Well, that said, she didn't kill me, so maybe there's room for improvement.
She didn't used to be like this.
I did not assume so on account of your trust in her that she can be reasoned with.
She's still in there somewhere. She's just really hurt. Losing Shalithorn changed her. And the worst part is I get it. But it's wrong. She has to stop.
I'm not coming to any conclusions, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure she's going to be reasoned with. I mean, anytime you kind of get her to push off a little bit, it always feels like it's a pivot to like, oh, it's still going to happen. And it's not a lot of taking, like, hey, I am doing this because I want to. It's like, oh, I don't want to do it, but I'm still going to do it.
Yeah.
She's been set on this path for a really long time, through a lot of universes, and I think she's gotten kind of callous about it, but I do think I'm getting through a little. I mean, she went away without taking the cloak back. She could have tried. She did every other time.
It was kind of bold coming into a place like this, of all places, to do it in the first place.
I don't know.
That's
Maybe
true. Maybe
it's
she
how it
just
happened before. I don't know.
I mean, there's a literal god right behind us that could back us up. So, I don't know. Maybe she just didn't feel like it was a fight she could win.
I don't know.
But regardless, we
have-
came here
Yeah,
with a purpose, and while we can celebrate that, we weren't immediately slaughtered after coming into contact with your mom, ex-mom.
one of them. I've got like 4, 5,
Collecting
Yeah.
them. Gotta
6.
catch them all.
Mhm.
For an orphan, I have a lot of moms. Yeah.
You do.
It
Oh.
seems like that kind of defeats the purpose
Just-
of the term orphan.
Just
but
breaking the
like,
rules over here.
Oh,
Luna doesn't live by your conventions.
yeah.
Okay,
Um,
so
But yeah,
do you have any idea why she would want this cloak?
It's she doesn't want to be seen.
Right, but who is she worried about being seen by?
Something that could stop what she's doing?
Yeah, I guess we don't know if it's just a Calder thing or if it's a anybody thing.
Well, I turn to Fia then and ask, is it just Calder that is hidden from?
It is a cloak of divine level non-detection. It is a cloak of non-detection that can hide you from the divine. It can hide you from anything.
So, all gods then.
Well, maybe the gods can help this time then, because they haven't been able to all the others.
Evie just sort of gives this sad, long look at Zola, like, you say something about that big guy.
And like Evie, as you look up Azolam, suddenly you remember, wait a minute, this creature, a smaller version of this tried to kill us at some point. We murked their ass.
Yeah, that stare gets a little bit like, what are you gonna do about it, big boy?
The greatest part is Zolom can't notice that at all.
You sense a friendly but adversarial energy
like
coming off of
best,
Evie.
he can pick up like your body language, but not like really an expression so much or like a look of the eye or anything like that.
Sometimes I forget these things.
Yeah, it was a campaign ago. So. Granted, we had quite a few moments during that campaign too. It was like, and the best part of this is Zolom doesn't know.
I was like, I don't know if I can blame having been a few years out from that campaign.
Yeah, I think Zolom just like might need to have another get together ahead of schedule and work out how to move from here. If they have to be really confident to be coming to a space like this, especially if that's not even their end goal. That was to get a tool.
Right.
Desperate times call for desperate measures all around.
Zoma kind of angle a bit towards the end. It's like, without that coat, do you think Calder's gonna search you up?
I'm hoping that she's stopped caring about familial ties like that by now.
I mean, she could search you up out of annoyance as well.
I would appreciate it if you did not mention me to her, Zola.
It was more the other way around. I was thinking if she would search you up, then you could take word that maybe we should reconvene, but I guess I can
get
work
a message.
that angle on my own.
I can get a message to her, but I've lost any right to family I've had many years ago.
Was that before or after you left Luna in the middle of the woods?
Well, when you try to kill your daughter's daughter.
Why did you do that? Why?
There was a storied history with dragons where I come from, and she had a dragon that at the time I felt the world would be better off without.
I thought the dragon was delightful.
Well, did you say sorry?
Like I said, I've lost the right to family long ago.
It
you don't
sounds like
have
you're making
to.
excuses to not communicate with her because it would mean admitting you were wrong.
That's what we call pride, sir. Pride cometh before the fall.
Zola's just kind of like, just crosses the arms, just letting it happen. It's not my fight, but doesn't mean I can't enjoy it.
Anyway, you all have work to do. I'll leave you to it.
I forgive you for what it's worth. for leaving me that day without a word. I forgive you. And I bet that maybe if you just talk to Calder, she just might too.
Someone's not entirely sure on that one.
Luna,
McKenna's not entirely sure about that one.
if you would like to attempt a persuasion roll, you can. It is done with disadvantage.
Oof.
Okay.
There is a
Come
chance. It is a small chance.
2 nat 20s right here.
17 is still pretty good for disadvantage.
That was like great for disadvantage.
Would you like to hero point that?
Yeah, why not? Do I roll it once more?
You roll
Or
it with
do I roll it
you re-roll it with
disadvantage again?
Yep.
Okay.
I was gonna offer some additional words of advice,
21.
but
Why do you even play this game? You know you're gonna succeed on all the rolls.
For the DC 20 check.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate it. Alright, well, it looks like I have work to do. And Fia is going to stride off. And I will do another thing that I thought would be impossible in the course of this campaign.
Rose breaking the game again. Ba-bum.
While they're here, and Zolom's kind of seeing, this I think would have to kind of go through the DM. What help could Zolom offer this group?
Other than, unfortunately, because you're kind of spent right now,
Yeah.
power-wise, you're in sort of a recharge phase after the whole, like, getting your divine domain situation that you and the rest went through. You're in a sort of, like, recharging period right now. So there's not really much you can offer other than moral support.
That's unfortunate.
Or advice. If Zolom has any advice for the party after their storied long adventure, you definitely can. You are effectively giving them access to a very powerful magical catalyst. So like that.
Oh yeah, there's
that's
that.
a lot of aid already.
Other than that little thing,
Yeah.
whatever.
Other than giving them the last spark of the forge that made the universe. You know.
So, I kind of feel like the advice that Solon would give, you would already be able to tell it would be a little bit at odds with this team. So I think you kind of just offer the advices when you get into it and you are face to face with these people that are trying to erase everything. They can say they're going to rebuild everything, but they don't really know what's going to happen. There might come a time when you have to realize that it's either be decisive and finish it, or they're just going to erase everything.
We have a failsafe, and I'm curious as to what your opinion would be regarding. Well, we could set it off now and restore the half of the universe that's been sort of deconstructed. But I wonder if it wouldn't be better to wait, just in case the Calistigian Order comes and
Swings through again.
But at the same time, we could die tomorrow and then we have lost that opportunity entirely. So tough to say.
Well,
Everyone's thoughts?
do you think that if you do die tomorrow, there's going to be anybody else to stop them from clearing
Probably
that section
not.
again.
Well, maybe. There's still Helio and his crew, and I don't know. There has to be someone. But none that's come forward so far. Plus, there's all of you guys and all of the gods. You'd think that at some point, some of you might step in.
Fortunately, we're on a longer time frame, and we're still relatively young in this and just getting established. So we'll do what we can, but it's going to be a thing for more people to be actively involved in.
No older gods then?
There's not really any.
There's
a
not
lot of
many left.
yeah, it was like a lot of so most of or all of us of these newer gods, we all became gods using the divinity from older gods. So they're not really here anymore for us to be here. I don't know if there's any more of those around. Not something I.
So Zolom, it's at that moment that you do perk up a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Because you do have a certain divine sense.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
I might have multiple forms of divine sense.
In that divine sense, there is the sparks of divinity. There is a small ember of divinity. A very dark ember. One that Zolom recognizes very well. Sitting on above the ground, about maybe 30 to 60 feet away, in what's probably a ship of some sort, on maybe like a spice rack.
He kind of like tenses up a little bit, and then things usually don't happen by chance like this. Do you tend to keep powerful ancient relics on random shelves?
No.
Oh, do you mean Rash's cookware? Because
There's something
they are
of some
ancient, like Rash.
importance.
There's Rash's creme brulee. It's a
It-
frying pan that lights itself on fire.
Yes,
Was
look.
Was that made out of ancient stone orb about
Cast iron, I think.
this big? Of
From space, Bed Bath and Beyond.
course, his hands are probably like way like.
Oh, the tchotchke that nice lady on the space island gave me.
Oh, the
I don't
lady in
know.
the floating tower.
You mean the random rock that's been on Rash's shelves for?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
that's
a
what I-
paperweight.
Yeah.
It's a little more than that. Bring it here. I can't exactly fit in to go
I'm the
after
fastest. I'll go get it.
it.
Luna, you hop off. As Luna runs off, I am curious, Darius and Cypress, the two of you are hearing the sort of conversation of, do we restore what's left? Do we restore what was lost in the universe now or later? Do the two of you have any thoughts on that?
Cypress, would you like to go first, or shall I?
No, go right for it.
If I feel like the question is perhaps the wrong question because I kind of feel like whether we try and restore things now or later depends on a lot of factors, mainly being like there's still the Chalcidian Order out there, isn't there, right now? So they kind of think I would think have to be dealt with before anything else is dealt with, because anything else they could just get in the way or sabotage or make things worse.
Oh, I
Um,
think you are forgetting about the djinn that Luna has in her possession.
Like we could,
I
and this is
absolutely have forgotten about.
yeah, this is Viv's like we could wish that portion back. Our question is, would it make sense to wish it back while the Chalcidian Order is still like
Yes,
active?
I
But don't
think
all those people deserve another chance?
well they do, but that second chance could be taken away from them again if we don't deal with the thing that is actively damaging the universe right now. Um, it's pointless to fix the leak in the boat if you still have the sea monster poking holes in the boat.
But then we'd have more allies to fight the sea monster.
That's true.
That's fair, I
Maybe.
suppose. Maybe. I just
To be fair, a lot of the people so far to have been more doing damage control rather than.
I feel like we are perhaps trying to make a decision lacking information that would make it easier, perhaps.
That is true. I
if-
think we do need to check with the djinn to see if restoring more than what has been lost already is even a possibility, considering that we would have to bring the djinn to a ley line to restore what has already been lost so far. That might be.
is I'm sorry. Is anyone else thinking of the like what are they called? Like the relics from Ruby that some of the
No.
people
I promise
Oh,
you, I've never
the
thought of
gin.
that.
Yeah.
where
Yes.
they're having to be very careful about the way they use the like the powers of those relics.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I hadn't actually thought of that. If like more gets taken, if it'll just be beyond the scope.
More information would be good. More questions asked. Not more knowledge is always good.
Cyprus?
Personally, I'm in partial agreement. You can't fix the hull of the ship when you're still getting shot at. Mind you can in Monicum. Small portions of it. I am certain of one thing and one thing only. Astral Sea's gotten mighty small thanks to all these blippins. Part of that's the Chalcidian Order's problems. I personally think that we should deal with that little thorn in our side, and then we'd have the sea to ourselves again. But then again, I'm just a ship captain. This, as I said, is way beyond my comprehension. I know the Astral Sea. And since part of that is gone, I defer to those with more understanding of this fluctuating things that are happening, honestly. So, whatever floats your proverbial boat back into the Astral Sea is all I'm saying.
So then you are in favor of waiting.
Well, sure. I mean, that's the thing, is we bring it back now, we still got to contend with the fact that we still have to deal with the people who want it gone in the first place. We deal with the people who want it gone in the first place, at least there's less to have to search for and through. But then again, there is empty. Lord, I don't know. y'all just figure it out. You're the sciencey people,
Absolutely
magicy,
no.
sciencey people.
Yeah,
I don't
totally.
know.
Uh,
I just play the violin
Very well.
and rob people.
Oh,
Nate, sometimes
You
people need
use
robbed.
theater?
We
People already.
we could hold on to it now with that plan, with the kind of sub plan of
What happens if she comes and tries to steal it?
I had
Well, we killed
What
her.
if what if she does her time stop thing, and the next time we aren't able to stop her?
Well, does she know about it?
Who can say?
She should know about it. She tried to use one of the wishes to bring back Shalathorn, and it didn't work. So she threw it in a storage container until EVB found
But-
it.
But does
used
she
it.
know that we have it?
No, but she doesn't consider it useful, so I don't know why she would go looking for it.
Yeah, that's a
But
as
if
long
she
as-
knows that we have it,
if,
she would want to
but
stop
wouldn't-
us.
But she didn't try to take that.
She was more concerned about the cloak, and maybe she doesn't know yet, but she might know in the future, and then she might try and take it,
So
and then we don't get to use it at all.
She'd have to go through that storage unit on EVB's asteroid to see what was missing, notice it was missing, and then extrapolate that we were the ones who had taken it, which frankly would not be that difficult of a conclusion to draw
I
considering
don't
that we
know.
were
She
on the
also
asteroid.
might have some sort of locate object type thing.
We have a good way to obscure the thing. Because I was just thinking it would be nice
I guess
if we
if
could.
Evie held on to it.
I could also just wrap it in the cloak along with Rash's.
Well, if you just wore the
Divine
cloak and you had
paperweight?
it on you, it probably
Mm.
works.
That's true.
Luna does have
That's
that back
true.
and in her hands now.
Oh yeah, I'm back.
Okay. So yeah, as
It's a
Vim,
rock.
it would be nice to have it as like a backup plan of like, hey, worst case scenario, whoever has it gets where they can and makes the wish real quick and just wishes for the people that were lost to be back and to know that the Calistogian order is responsible for what happened. That
That's
way,
the thing is, I think it
if
would
we
give
do
people hope.
if we do fall, then all of a sudden a lot of people are back and they're pissed, and it gives them a shot as
And
like
I
a
think
backup.
it gives them hope. Like, if we reclaim part of the universe that was lost, that might inspire a lot of people. And a lot of people who were gone and come back once they figure out what happened, they might fight for their home, for their families, for their people. It could make a big difference. You think about it, maybe from
also-
a if it comes back, it could just go away again standpoint. But if it comes back, it could also make a like a morale difference.
I would say
think also it could take away ground that the Calistigian order now has to develop and work on. It's fewer resources for them.
I would say if we do the wish at any time, whether it's now or just as a last minute resort, before the Calistogian order is dealt with, we should probably include it in the wish that the people that are restored with the knowledge of who, like how it happened.
With all their memories.
But even like if
maybe-
if they didn't have a memory, they didn't know what happened to them, I think it would be good to wish it just not wish them to believe anything, wish them to just know what happened as
Right.
with the restored, and then what they do with it is what they do with it. But at least they'll know, and I have to imagine at least a good portion might want to do something about it.
I agree. Maybe we split the difference and we wait just a little bit until we have more of a concrete plan on how to deal with the Calistigian order so that we can
Do we
direct
know
that
where they're
motivation somewhere.
based? I mean, they have a ship,
No.
but like, do we know where we would even go to bring the fight to them?
No.
It's funny you should say that, Rose.
It is.
It is. It's very funny you should say that, because I think as you do, the universe around you shudders.
I don't like when it shudders.
Yeah, Zoltan's really not going to like that one.
That
Yeah.
doesn't
Okay
sound
there?
healthy.
Like, the universe itself, for a moment, physically, like, shifts. Like, you all
Not a
feel
f-
you literally feel the entirety of the universe and all creation moving underneath you like a small earthquake.
Not a
Oh.
fan of that at all.
And then it stops.
Any clue what that
What
was?
was that?
Darius, you get ascending.
Oh.
As does Captain Cypress. We'll start with Captain Cypress. It's your first mate.
Hello,
Captain,
Anne-Marie?
the
Yeah.
Calistidian order is moving. They're attacking Gilded Garden. They're sending down ships. They're taking people. They're pulling them onto the ships, and the ships are leaving. We're protecting as many as we can, but it's looking rough here. There's so many of them, Captain.
All right. Handle what you can, but don't go further than you need to. You want to protect those you got, but don't get yourself killed in the meantime.
All right, Captain. Aye, aye. Darius.
That's me.
Nito.
Hmm.
Darius, the Calistidian order's here. They're taking people. They've descended on the planet. I'm at the monastery.
Can I do a check to determine if this is real?
Yeah, make me a insight check.
Okay. Because I, Matthew, am a very paranoid person. Perception. Only 13.
Seems like Nito.
So that shouldn't be advantage. Ignore that.
It seems like Nito.
Well, I will do what I can. Please stay safe. Take no unnecessary risks. And know, if regardless of what happens, I love you.
I love you too. Evie, your phone is going off. There are notifications, there are videos of Calistidian ships, these obsidian glass vessels descending into the atmosphere of planets, and just soldiers, scores upon scores of soldiers rushing out and running into buildings, taking people, not taking everyone, just taking what almost random people, most of them young to like young adults, just ripping them from families, ripping them from their loved ones, pulling them into these ships, and these ships taking off. And lastly, you then get a message from Millis,
No.
who was taking that time away from everyone because y'all had decided to go do the Luna stuff, who has now snuck onto one of these ships.
Girl, why?
And as it's basically left an atmosphere, you see it coming down towards a planet. That planet is not one that you recognize, Evie. That's not a planet from here. And as you're kind of looking at this, Luna, that's home.
That's my home.
That's
Which one?
That's where Sildana and Shalathon raised
That's
you.
where it all happened.
And because she doesn't have the cloak, it is not hidden.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
Well, all right then.
Well, how do we get there? Right?
I mean, it's just in the universe. It's in the astral sea. It is in this universe. This planet has been pulled and placed here.
Can I try to find it on a map?
You don't need to. You can find it easily. It is almost
Right.
invisible.
Flipping there.
Like through that starry area, because around you, you're walking on stars. You can see the astral sea all around you. You can see it now. It is just popped into existence.
That's my home.
But it didn't exist until 5 seconds ago. I don't.
Make an Arcana check, Evie.
Nothing about this makes sense. Okay, but it might make sense with a
Mhm.
with a 26.
So attaching to the
Yeah.
ship sensors from your phone, there's a couple things that you can notice. There was a massive amount of illusion magic that has stopped. It's basically been dispelled. It looks like whatever was hiding this place from view has been expended, and they were in need of a new power source for it.
Okay.
And that power source failing has now caused them to move on to the next step of their plan a little bit sooner than they had planned.
Oh, we still don't know really what their plan is besides collecting astral hearts. So I guess we just go to this new planet and see if we can apprehend them there and stop her?
That's definitely something we haven't tried before.
And the original thing we came here for, did we do that?
You haven't. The
Yeah,
embers
that's what I thought.
are still in the forge. I'm just giving you more information.
Zolom will grab the orb, and even though he's generally spent with divine thing, with all of his like paladin stuff, would it be possible to purify this spark? Or even come
Yes.
close to it? Okay.
I think if Zolan put a good amount of divine energy into it, they could purify it.
So
This
I
would
think-
expend Zolan for a little bit of time, though.
yeah, I think Zolom will do that, and also, I mean, it's also a stone, and he's like this giant guy. And I think he will crumble the stone around it
Mhm.
and purify it, and just have the divine spark.
Mhm.
It's like when we were doing our thing, we used these to become gods, to gain divine power, but I think it can also be used as a source to fuel something else if need be. This is about all I can offer other than the use of facilities here.
Evie, what would you power with it?
Yeah, I don't know. Darius is the one that makes things.
Question for the DM.
Answer
Luna
for the
looks down at Sword Friend.
answer for the Darius.
How long has it been since we first entered that big spooky cloud where we had to find our way through?
A little bit under a day.
Wow, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a packed day, Darius.
Well,
Darius?
there goes my idea. I was gonna try and maybe use a divine intervention, but that's out the window. Um, I I don't think I have the materials lying around to make a power source of any kind.
Darius?
Yes?
Do you think it could power up Sword Friend?
Are we if we're talking about taking this divine spark and putting it in Sword Friend? Is that what you're asking?
Are we gonna make your sword a god?
Also, Zolam. Look,
I
it's
mean, it's
Ko's
what the
sword.
sword wanted in the first campaign.
Look, Zolam, it's Ko's sword.
Does it feel like Ko's
Yeah.
sword?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, maybe you don't do that.
The sword just kind of looks at Zolm. Hey, guy. Somewhere Ko sneezes.
Is that sword being a weirdly demanding to Luna about wanting it?
Nope. This was a me idea. The sword did not ask.
Yeah, but I'm asking Will.
Oh,
'Cause
I'm letting you know as a player
Yeah,
that like
yeah, I was
Will
just
did
saying,
not
'cause-
influence this in the
Because
slightest.
the last time this sword was around Divine Sparks, it really, really wanted one.
To be fair, it
yummy,
was
yummy,
never
divine spark, yummy,
It was
yummy.
never established that that was malevolent in any way. Just that it was kind of pushy.
It felt a little
But
malevolent.
Zola was
That is
there.
entirely vibes based and not based on any
Yeah, but
evidence.
now
Well,
it's a
the
magical
vibes were
girl
bad.
sword.
The
Zola-
vibes
It's a
were
that sounds
magical
like-
girl
bad.
sword, and it's cute, so it's okay.
Zola was there, and Zola was the one of the ones that believed it was super suspicious.
Yes,
And he has not thought back of that and changed his opinion.
yes, but, and this is Matthew saying this, you, Zolam, as a god, has allowed the universe to come to this state, so your judgment is not really the best.
The gods are all powerful,
That's
so
Matt's.
it is what it is.
And yet this is still happening, so,
Do we
That
really
lot of
need
good all that
gods?
power.
It's still happening because the gods aren't all powerful.
That sounds like a skill issue. Moving on.
Cypress, it looks like you want to say something.
I'm agnostic.
Okay, as entertaining as this philosophical religious debate is, I wonder if there's, if not to imbue Swordfriend with more power, which I'm sure would be very cool, I wonder if there is a way to use it to reverse the entropy effects that the Calistigian Order has been weaponizing. If they've got some magic that advances entropy beyond its natural speed, then maybe we could use this to make something that does the opposite. No?
To be
Do
fair,
you
we could
think
possibly do
maybe
both.
that with the Jinn? Do you think like those powers combined could do that here?
Your powers combined.
Arc of Creation plus finals embers of the Forge of Creation.
Could those three powers together create such a thing?
Not just the ability then to wield the Jin's power once, but potentially to bring it with us and use it multiple times with both the Divine Spark and the final embers of the Forge. Maybe. Let's start asking the Jinn.
Yes. We could talk ourselves in circles, so.
I was about to about freaking time. All y'all been doing is just talking in circles. Just
To be fair, in my
summon the damn
defense,
Jinn.
I've been just listening, so I don't feel this is really on my head.
Luna, I leave it to you. You finders, summoners, I suppose.
Golem does lean in, so regardless of what you decide before you put it in that sword, just make sure the sword's like on the up and up.
Powerful.
I mean, it's so
Swordfind has been
cute.
chill so far.
But we have no reason
So far.
to distrust it.
No reason to distrust Sword Friend.
Always be
Sword Friend is
suspicious.
friend.
Always be suspicious of swords that seem to think or want things.
Always be suspicious. Always be suspicious.
How could you be suspicious?
Luna,
It's
I
got
would very
friend
much
in
like
its
that
name.
divine. I would very much enjoy that
Cypress
divine
makes a good
spark.
point. Cypress makes a good point.
What was
I
that?
will do my best, but it sounds like there might be another idea. Okay. She rubs the lamp. Or the jar, whatever
jar.
the heck the Jinn is in.
As you begin to rub the jar,
We've never had a friend like them.
a luminous smoke begins to fill the entirety of this room. And appearing before you all now is the Jinn. And as they stand there, they say, "Wait, before we get to your questions, we'll be right back."
Oh no,
Oh my
not
God,
the fourth wall breaking, Jen.
This Jinn has the power of meta.
1. And we are back. Rose will be here momentarily. Once they get their water.
We
But
was thirsty.
in the
In the
meantime-
In the
meantime,
meantime.
The baby.
Look at those whiskers. Goodness gracious.
I know. Look at her whiskers.
She's so pretty.
Look at her eyes.
I will...
Very bright.
Aw, she's got eyes like Caccio. They're so amber. Oh.
Uh-oh.
I was
you've
like,
done.
oh, I'll stop Rose's video so that she doesn't have to run into frame.
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, welcome back here.
I ran into frame. It's okay.
Okay.
A little bit of Rose.
Hi.
Little bit of
The djinn appears before you all. So, have we chosen our wish friend?
We have a couple of clarifying questions first.
I would say shoot, but none of you use firearms, so, go ahead.
Close.
So, do you know where we are right now?
Spark of creation, center of the creation of the universe, and also, technically speaking, ancestor right there. Hello, djinns are leftovers of that sort of byproduct. It's quite interesting.
Oh,
Yeah,
Well, I'm glad we
Well, I guess
facilitated
that
a
makes sense.
family reunion.
family reunion.
Guess that makes sense in a way.
yeah,
so-
right.
Speaking of family reunions,
There are still some sparks, some
Mhm.
embers
Mhm.
left in the engine of creation, and with your power, and then also this remaining divine sort of spark
Ooh,
energy.
fancy.
Evie, can you explain the sciencey, the opposite of the entropy?
I am not an asshole djinn. Feel free to take the time to explain and question things. I'm more than happy to sort of help you workshop things.
Okay,
rare.
thank you. That would be very helpful because we are on a very limited time span.
Look,
Um,
can I ask a question that might just solve all of our questions beforehand?
Sure.
I have a question about whether or not a specific wish can be granted.
All right, so let's see what you got for me.
Because Matthew Urban has thought long and hard about how to get the most out of a genie's wish without breaking the usual genie wish rules.
Remember, the rules are rule number 1: no wishing for no wishes. No, I
Okay.
can do it. It's just a bit cringe. Rule number 2, I can't make people fall in love with you. That's gross. If you ask the djinn for that, you are gross. And then, other than that, standard wish rules apply.
So,
don't bring people back from the dead. It never actually.
Oh no,
works
I can
out
I
the way
can
you
bring
think
Can't do
people
that.
I can bring people back from the dead. I am
I
a
can do
djinn in
that,
this
so-
universe.
so
That's a readily available power.
I feel
Could-
like you never should.
could we wish for a magic book that whatever we write in comes true?
So, if we do that,
Yeah.
there is a sort of danger. And there's just an implicit danger with doing that, because if I can't make it so only you can write in that book becomes a sort of
See, that's the thing. That would be the first thing we write in the book. That only I
no,
can
because
write
that
in this
would
book
that
of
would
this.
break the book. It would sort of we have-
implode in and on itself in terms of wish and fulfillment, where it's
Yes.
got its own set of rules and its own universe, and then you try to circumvent them rules, and then it ends up clashing and breaking apart.
Yes, that's sort of a little bit beyond our power.
You're welcome.
Okay. I know that would be obviously game breaking, so I just wanted to try because that's how I've always thought about getting my
What do you
wishes
think
granted.
this is? A death note?
what?
Where is the justice? Anyway.
I'll take a potato chip
Not
and
in
eat
the
it.
chip bag.
Okay.
No,
so
the
assuming that
tiny
these
TV
lines
is
of
in there.
questioning are not pertinent to the issue at hand, which is shocking considering the news that we've just gotten. I think the current proposal is to combine the magics of your own wish granting abilities, the divine spark and the embers of the forge of creation to make an object that would not just counteract what has been done to the universe so far, but could be used again should the Calistigian Order do what they are doing more.
You're
Does that make
looking for
sense?
some sort of mini creation engine.
Yeah.
If that is the
Yeah.
opposite of entropy.
Yeah,
Just
you're looking
creation.
you're looking for some sort of maybe like some sort of aura of not vitality, because vitality and entropy are very different things, but an aura of a emanation of creation. Some sort of maybe
Yes.
spark, perhaps. That already exists, though, so you know.
And hypothetically, I would like for whatever this is to be able to do. I would like for it to be able to restore the portion of the universe that has already fallen to the Calistigian Order the same way you would have been able to restore it on your own.
So basically, you're looking for a sort of localized anti-entropy field, yeah? That during the
Yes.
initial creation of it, the energy sort of does a burst to restore what's already been entropied. Entroprized?
Entropy.
Amplified?
Entropied?
Entropied.
Entropied.
Maybe, but I wouldn't just want it to be preventative. I would want it to be restorative.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like it would be,
Yes.
it would be a restorative burst, and then from where you're at, it would restore immediately around you. It wouldn't just constantly. It couldn't constantly restore the universe, en masse. I think the en masse would be a singular burst upon creation of the item, but then for smaller scale, localized restoration, it could be used. I would imagine.
Okay, so even if something like this had happened again, we could theoretically just do
A
do
loop.
a path.
I think you could try. It would be. I feel the energy expending that much energy to recreate it would come at some sort of cost, but it would be, we could possibly make it something that would be reusable. It would just come at a price.
What kind of price?
I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Not
Part of them
like
funny
necessarily a
rules.
specific, but are there examples of a similar price that have been paid?
Hmm.
Well, I mean, you know, in mythology there is the rule of a life for a life, and many lives for many lives. But also resurrection magics, they use gold and things to replace the cost of a life. Diamond dust. How much is the planet worth? Perhaps in that. Could become a problem of economics. It could become a problem of faith. It could be a god giving up the spark that created them, becoming mortal again. Who knows? I am unfortunately not the type of djinn that it was into accounting. I was a theater djinn.
So what we're getting is general idea is a burst of restoration, but then an aura of kind of protection from the entropy, so that when we go face them, their direct effects will be muted,
Lessened.
and potentially with a really steep sacrifice of some sort or another, potentially
Well,
another
for them to do what
restoration.
they're doing, are they paying a price?
I
Or are they just
believe the
deleting
price. I
things?
believe the price they are paying is being consumed. If I'm being entirely honest with you, from what I understand the Calistigian Order is trying to do, I think the price that they are paying for their goal is the deletion of all creation first.
Yeah, I think the
But
I
that's
think
what
the
they
consumption.
want. That's not even
What-
fair. Why do they get to have it?
I think the consumption is the price
But they want
on
that.
their end. Well, no, remember, like a lot of them are talking about rebuilding things, and I don't believe that it's going to happen the way they want it to happen. But I
Of course it won't.
believe whatever that end goal actually happens to be is what the thing that requires the consumption is. So, like all the consumption and destruction is kind of like the gathering power to do their quote unquote rebuilding.
I
Yes,
think-
Darius. Catman.
So, remind me really quickly again. I think it's 3 things you can't grant with your wishes.
So, number 1, people falling in love. Gross.
Yep.
Number 2, more wishes.
Yep.
Number 3, a book that rewrites the universe. Da, 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 da.
Well, let me ask you this then. You seem to have some level of omniscience, at least. You seem to have great knowledge about things that are currently happening and have happened.
Well, I mean, I have the internet.
Well, no, but beyond that, potentially, there are certain, like, I doubt the Chalcidian Order has put out like a manifesto and stuff. You seem to have knowledge about them that is not readily apparent.
I can send it to you if you'd like.
My
They're
point.
reading their spy journal.
Let me ask you this: Are you aware of at what point in history, the person who sort of came up with the first idea for the Chalcidians' goal,
Saldana.
started upon their road?
Well, yeah, I was there. It was when Shalathorn died. After that,
Well, if that's whether we don't even need the knowledge from the Jinn then.
we can't go back to that point. It's in a universe that doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, okay.
I was the first one to go.
Yes, but time travel though. You go back
I
in
don't know.
time.
The only way I could think is if there was a way to travel back through my memory to it. But the place, it doesn't exist anymore.
In what effect even going through your memory, because that's a little bit in the vein of the things I can do, but it's not a
I remember it, but
it's not
I
a
Well,
charted thing. But
Can
also
you
going back in time.
give her a dream that just like shows her that this is bad.
or could, with the exception of, with the exception then of possibly the more extremely powerful members of the Chalcidian Order, because we are facing a threat from their more numerous members on many worlds currently, it seems like. Could you, for instance, mind wipe all of those people?
I mean, yes, but that would, kill the ability to resurrect the universe.
Why?
And they got one more in me.
That's what the whole thing. We only had one.
Oh.
We
Well,
don't
then I
have
guess,
3. We have 1.
well, then I guess the choice becomes very simple then, because if this is the only way we can restore the universe, then we guess we have to use the wish for this only.
It's the only way you know of right now.
But I think we can make that effect stronger, like we talked about with
Yeah, we could restore it and then at least offer some extra protection.
Well, and I think that maybe
Oh.
Helio could help us with whatever this cost is. I think the universe and the people of it would pay
Well,
whatever cost to bring things back.
I have a thought on that. As we are dealing with the world of gods and belief and divine power and the like, what if, when we asked the wish to create this device or this power to push back against the entropy and to restore, what if the power that we ask it to draw upon is the actual power of hope and belief? This would tie its power to our success. So the more we go and fight the Chalcidian Order in places, the more this will grow in power as we push back the Chalcidian Order. It would have a double whammy
Would it
effect.
eat our hope? Would we then be
I was gonna
Well, no.
hopeless?
Would it not consume that hope
I
in
think
the
it might.
process?
We could ask it to resonate with the hope. The stronger the hope grows, it is just
I don't know that we
tied.
get a choice in what it is, but
Well, we can
do we?
ask.
Fuck if I know. I'm just a djinn.
right.
I mean, it doesn't seem like.
Listen. I may be powerful, but I'm not omniscient. I'm not. Cast everything from your hand for free. I just have a certain amount of power.
I'm just saying, we are dealing with.
Look, I'm just a 6'7" djinn, okay?
Speaking of speaking as someone who deals with magic and belief and the like, there is often sort of, and this is may sound a little funny way of describing it, but there is almost an element of poetry to it.
Yeah, but you
Where-
also need diamonds.
And I think
Yeah.
That's true.
I think
You
that's
carry
the kind
them
of
with you all the time, and you
yeah.
remind us. You say,
Yes,
"I've got
because-
the diamond if anybody needs it."
Because I am not a person created through the power of a magic wish that we are potentially making bespoke. That we are potentially.
Well, yeah, but I think the bespokeness of it is the fact that it can not only restore the portion of the universe that wasn't, but offer protection against the entropy, and we get one free burst of that energy. But for more, I think it's going to kind of fall on general rules of magic of like cost is typically
We'll make it work. I'll pay the
components.
cost. Whatever it
we-
is, I'll pay it. Let's do it.
Are we
Well-
operating on an equivalent exchange thing
Well,
here?
I'll do it.
in a
Let's
way,
This
but
dog
not
girl.
no. Let's
Not
we
exactly.
can ask for something that is
Yeah.
faith-based or belief-based. That if enough people,
Because admittedly, that has potentially not a ceiling at all. That could just keep going.
yes, that if it is something that enough people pour their collective energy into in the forms of either prayer or hope or manifestation, then that can at least offset the cost instead of just, I don't know if there's enough diamonds in the universe to bring back.
Also,
the
one of
universe.
us, no offense to my dear friend here, but you sacrificing yourself, you mean the world to us. It might not be enough to pay for this device to push back all of entropy.
an
Does
additional time.
It does you credit to be willing to make this sacrifice, but just in the practical sense, it might not be enough. And that would make your sacrifice ultimately pointless.
Just let me climb into the black cauldron, Matt.
Why? No.
No,
Luna, no. Luna.
I sit on Luna, and I'm a quadruped, so that's got to work. Oh, I'm quite warm, I imagine that I can start to
Okay,
purr.
we can ask about the faith. I don't know that it'll do it, but I think my point was just that we should decide. We need to be decisive. We need to agree that we're doing this, and then hopefully the cost is what we hope it is, but whatever it is, we have to find a way to pay it one way or another.
Well, and to be fair, I just want to remind that first time we don't have to do it. For what was said
No, the
before,
first
is
one, the
first one's
ongoing.
free.
if
The
we have
first one's
to,
free.
the
That's how they get
ongoing,
you.
and it seemed like the ongoing, just like kind of protection wasn't a thing we had to pay the cost for. It's if we wanted to do a whole other restore,
Yeah.
is what would
Okay.
have that additional
So the
cost.
first one's free, the prevention is free, the restoration
yeah.
after that
The,
is
like,
what could cost.
The more,
Yes.
the more localized prevention, which is also a big help for us because we're going to be face to face with these guys.
Yeah, we're going
So
there
if we
right
can
after.
lessen their powers to try and affect
Maybe we'll
us.
sleep here first, but yeah.
Okay,
Also-
so then hypothetically the wish would be hypothetically
Like I said, not an asshole Jin.
No, he's very
I know,
nice.
but I'm clarifying for everyone's
And to be
sake.
fair, that is what an
Um,
asshole Jin would say.
You know, one of us always tells the truth, the other one
Hypothetically-
always lies.
Hypothetically would be that we wish for the powers within this divine spark and the embers of the forge to be transmuted into an object that would counteract the effects of the Calistigian Order's entropy, resulting in an immediate restoration and faith-based restoration thereafter.
We may
Then
have to
I
preach
like
a little
it.
bit as
It
we
could
go
work.
along.
It could work. I'd be down for that. Your bard friend seems to have thoughts. Perhaps.
I should also.
Look,
sorry.
I got nothing right now. Look, I may not believe in gods, but there is one thing I do believe in, and that's people's hopes and faith.
Also, addendum: the people that are restored
Know
Should be-
what's
oh.
going on.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, you're
great.
good.
Great. You
No,
got
I got you. I got you.
We talked about that part.
You've
about
already talked
shopping.
about that part. I'm not
Okay.
going to nickel and dime you. Like I said, not asshole Jim.
Fantastic.
Above the table, do we also want to feed it any Chalcidian order people we kill their souls?
That seems a bit excessive, friend.
I'm not saying I'm against this. I just wasn't sure where it came from.
I'm just up in the clouds.
It's just a thought.
Those souls are technically already wherever they end up.
Hypothetically.
Yeah. If we, shoveled their dead bodies into a furnace, wouldn't that make it hotter?
Matt, go stop with the Warhammer 40k.
Yikes.
It would just smell like burning flesh.
Corn cares not from where the blood flows, only that it flows.
Okay.
Okay.
If everybody's on the same page, I think we're ready to move forward with this being our wish.
All right, so
One last thing. Are we binding this to an item, or is it just going to be a thing we're carrying? Is it like the torch burns bright as long as hope exists? Like, because I'm just worried someone may grab this thing and run off with it.
Everything so far had been mentioned about an item. I thought that was a limitation.
yes, that is. I will produce the item for you. Do not worry.
Do we want to bind it to Sword Friend? I mean, Luna's kind of our bright star, kind of, our champion.
Oh, the big guy seems kind of sus of the sword friend. I'm just saying.
They're not a part of this. They have their campaign.
I would be okay with it, but
defer to Luna's judgment on that.
You don't think you're going to get yanked
I think
through time
Sword Friend
again?
would have. No, I. The sword is to bring hope to people, right? So I think it's fitting.
It probably also makes sense that of all people, you're probably going to be we're going to hopefully make it so that you're not alone, but you're probably going to be in the closest proximity to your mother to speak with her.
Yeah.
And having that as kind of an extra little, hey, you can't entropy me, issue. Yeah.
That being said, I will also start, as soon as we're having some travel time or something, start forging a very stylish chain so you can lash Sword Friend to your wrist so it can't be dropped or pulled out of your hand easily.
Yes, I think they make runes that
You'll look
can
really
have
cool.
it returned to you.
Mm-hmm.
That might be worth investing in.
I mean, if we have time to shop at any point.
We're not going to be able to do it right now, but
Anyway.
the general idea.
Well, hey, wait.
So
hey, if I give you Sword Friend for this, and that lessens the burden of creating an item, do you think you could also include that
pop a
it would
chain
return
on
to
it?
me?
Yeah, sure. I'll pop a chain on it for you.
Well, maybe the runes that make it return.
Yeah,
or
like a
chain,
magical
whatever's easier.
chain. Yeah.
Okay.
Return it.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the wish team? What do we have? Friends, Romans.
I think McKenna summed it up pretty
McKenna
well.
summed it up pretty perfectly, and we're going to bind
Alrighty.
it to Sword Friend.
Bind it to Sword Friend. People that are brought back have memories. Am I forgetting anything?
Chain. Fancy chain.
No,
Fancy chain.
And fancy chain.
Fancy chain, people brought back memories and knowledge of what exactly happened to them. Initial burst to restore the creation, ongoing protection against entropy, and cost to be determined by power of magic for
Perhaps.
additional restorations.
Yes, they begin correlating that smoke around them, and as it does, it becomes a singular bright light that they then focus in. And as they place it into Sword Friend, Luna, you can feel Sword Friend vibrating with power. Do you draw them?
Sure.
As you draw Sword Friend, the blade shoots up into the air in your hand, and it lets out just this massive beacon of all-encompassing light. The universe is restored. The area that was once taken by the Chalcidian Order has been returned back to it is. And in addition to that, chat, you now have a new resource that you can expend hero points on.
What?
Oh no!
Chat, you can now expend channel points for the power of hope. I'm not going to tell you what it does, but it's there now.
We are now all
Chat!
We're now all the social media influencer patron.
Because we are on Twitch,
You're Obama,
and
you're giving hope.
we can do cool things. We
I
can
need to
do
make a
cool
meme.
things that this medium allows us to do.
We just got one.
Sick.
Yeah.
We just got our
Because
first
this is
hope.
a medium. This is a medium that we can make use of. And if you're watching on YouTube and you want to join in, you can come and catch us live, or
Please.
you can comment Power of Hope on a video and I'll count it.
I've got a meme I have to make after
Because
the show.
Oh, yeah.
this is now, because we are doing a medium. This is a performance medium that we have, and now we get to do a really cool fucking thing with it, I think. Anyway.
Yay! I've also redeemed
Also,
it.
it means if we fail, it's your fault.
Gagged.
No pressure.
But
Sorry.
as the universe is restored at that point, I think that this is going to be a good spot for our last ad break of the night. We'll run it, and then we will pick up right here. So we'll be back in a minute and 30, chat.
Tonight's ad break.
And we're back, chat. Now with the power of hope restored to the universe, as well as most of the universe, well, all of the universe restored to the universe, including, for people from the very beginning of the campaign, including the Ambrosia Rose system.
Woohoo!
Dang. We did it, gang.
All did it.
Hot damn.
Now we
Okay,
have
I'm
some
so
people to go piss
proud.
off.
As much as I would like to rest on our laurels because we just did a very cool thing, I think we should go apprehend not Shallowthorn, Sildana.
So
They have very similar names. But I think we should go handle her now.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry if there's not time to rest first, but we
I mean, we
should
don't know
get
how
going.
long
That
the
is
trip
okay.
is.
It will
am
take you a certain amount of time to get there. You will get a long rest to
Okay.
get before you get to the next sort of like area. I'm not going to
Okay.
make you all. I'm not going to make you all go like ham on this one.
We
Thank
can't do
you,
light speed yet.
Zolam.
No, it is going at like light speed. Like that's going as fast as possible.
Yes,
Um,
thank you, Zolam, and thank you, Mr. Jin. You've been lovely.
Yeah. Thank
Do-
you.
Do you still want the chain, or does the rune of returning enough?
What did I end up with?
It is a rune of returning, but it's sort of like flavored as like this like very stylish rose gold chain.
Ooh.
Hot.
Yeah,
Not
I thought
good.
you'd like that one.
We love a stylish accessory.
Yeah,
We do.
it's almost like the end of a keyblade, Rose.
Hey,
Yes.
hey,
There
hey,
you go.
Rose. Hey,
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Hey, Rose. Do
That's
me a clear solid here. Don't yeet sword friend across a chasm with the intention of it
Sarah,
pulling you
God
along,
damn
okay?
What's the worst I do? I crit McKenna?
Or if you're McKenna, you crit Abby twice.
Oh no,
that was
I
on
did this with
purpose.
returning axe in Sarah's
Wednesday-
campaign, and I did hit. I used to use it to travel with my barbarian. I just chucked my great axe, and then I'd like go
Oh,
along with
Lord.
it. But one time I threw it, and Sarah was just like, "Roll me a d20," and I crit, and it hit
Because I
McKenna.
happened to be on the other side of a dark cavern across which Rose's character could not see.
Nope.
And she rolled a nat 20 and hit my poor little Fey cleric just right in the face with a big old great axe.
It's hilarious.
It was hilarious. Rest in
They all
peace, Juniper, but it
survived.
was funny.
She didn't die.
She came very close.
But did you die?
No,
We're pretty close.
but she didn't. That's the important part.
Anyway.
Anyway, friends.
Sorry, I derailed.
No, you're good.
No. You were right to do so, and you should do so again.
Yep, you're fine. Do not worry, Rose. You shall not be chained to those decisions.
Hey, womp womp.
Well, now you
Clicks
have
in
to
chat.
do the map
Clicks in
back to the
chat.
other map.
Yes, I do have to do the map back to the other map. I don't actually know where that map is, though, so I have to go find that before I flip them. But yes, I will be doing that.
But for now, for the next 10 to 30 minutes, we'll know it's there in our hearts.
Yes. Fun fact, the texture on the map that we've been using, chat, I want to just like give you a peek behind the curtain, chat. The texture for the map here that's over here, if you watch Doctor Who, you probably have seen it, because the texture that I used to overlay with this darkness was the Van Gogh painting of the TARDIS exploding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
a fun thing. Fun little factoid I've been waiting to share. Wrong button. But
Uh-oh.
the map will be back. The map will be back to the pink version of it once I A, find the file for it,
Good.
B, get Matt to fix the file for it, and then get it sent to me, because it's a Photoshop file and I no longer have access to Photoshop.
Wait, what am I doing?
Don't worry about it. But
Don't think about it. Anyway, now we're on the ship, we should rest.
Yeah.
yes.
So Zolan will before, because someone had briefly mentioned to Zolan. Zolan will just kind of tell him, "Don't worry about it. This will get everything squared away, and this will be a great story to tell an old friend." Zolan's gonna get to tell what happened to the divine smoke.
We'll cross that proverbial bridge when we get to it.
I cannot wait to see that.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's Zolan's fun for the future. But yeah, let's get on the ship and
Yeah.
get
It's
moving.
on the way.
You're all able to return to the ship. You begin moving. Millis has been sending you videos, basically, is what's going on. And there appears to be some sort of massive, like almost half metallic, half stone pyramid. That these people are being ushered into on the planet side.
What in the M. Night Shyamalan?
Rosalie, you recognize it. Luna recognizes it as the home to that three-headed necromancer.
Ew.
And here I
So
thought
it looks
was
like
Oh.
it looks like Sildana has repurposed where she lost the one she loved.
That's kind of
Morbid. Gross.
Hardcore.
No wonder she's kind of like a little off, because she's like, let me remind myself all the time, nonstop.
yeah.
But
I mean this with 100% sincerity. That bitch need therapy.
Mm-hmm.
they need
does.
something.
as a couple of things also Millis's like videos will show you. Number one, it's incredibly secure. Like that area is incredibly secure, and eventually the videos stop probably because either Mills got whatever communication she had taken away, or it's too dangerous for her to videotape anymore. But the area around that complex, that pyramid, is incredibly heavily guarded by the Calistigian Order. If you were to go directly there, it would be a nigh unwinnable fight. Like, there are hundreds upon thousands of Calistigian soldiers there at this point.
And how did Millis get there?
She got herself captured.
Ay.
And in her final message, she probably says something along the lines of, I may not be able to send intel for a while. They're taking us deeper into the pyramid. I trust you all.
Poor
You got
decision.
this.
That was a gamble, but okay, I respect it.
Respect the gamble,
Okay.
but you're not right.
So where do you think we should actually head then?
Maybe toward Ambrosia Rose, or maybe to Helio,
Or Mao Planet.
Why Malplanet?
I mean, they're attacking there too.
Oh.
Yeah.
is Nito in danger?
Very possibly.
Yeah,
And you may
my
not have
crew.
You may not have noticed I have been shedding a lot, which is a
Well,
sign of anxiety.
Once again, I've asked this before, but we've gotten better. We can do more things. Can anybody here send any type of long? I mean, I guess we have the internet thing, but like anybody can send like a mind-to-mind message across.
I probably can. I just
distances?
need to actually prepare the spell.
I only have a stone that gets back to my first mate on my ship.
Right.
Sorry.
Okay, then we should just use the general interconnectedness of those devices that I ignore, but you carry yours around, Evie, to like contact basic like everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, an email
A
blast.
big group text.
A big group text. And everyone can get notifications anytime anyone reacts to anything too. So that
Maybe-
we all know how people feel about our message.
Maybe less of that.
That's very
Maybe-
important.
Well, you know what?
That way we know that they have hope.
Yeah,
You know
so
what,
when it sees the
Evie?
vision, they feel the hope. They feel the hope.
I don't carry mine around, so you do you.
Yeah.
Not
I
my
also have
problem.
message, but that's more short range.
I have
Yeah. I mean,
I
I
can
can speak into your minds, but you're right here.
I can prepare sending, but admittedly it's 1-to-1.
Okay. Yeah, we should just do a blast for everybody. Because if somebody had sending, I was thinking maybe like a hit up Helio or somebody who could centrally contact other
I
people.
think do we want to get super meta? Evie gets on Facebook and starts live streaming.
I love it.
It's so raw and it's so candid. And she's got her, her little crystal phone, and she says, I think if you had friends in the Ambrosia Rose district, you should check up on them again right now so that you too can see what they have just seen, which is that their entire portion of the universe has been restored to life, and that we need to keep hoping and praying that we can fight the Calistigian Order and fight their destruction, because we just did. And check it for yourselves. So she has that little live stream, and then she can.
That was so cute.
Evie, make me a performance check.
Oh,
And
no.
sword friend is trending.
And sword friend is.
I will. Can I be playing some epic background
Yes,
music
I will
for
let you give Evie advantage for that.
So that's a 19. I'll take a 19.
Well, you get advantage from Cyprus.
Do you want to flash
Oh.
of genius that?
Oh yeah.
And guidance?
I'll take. Oh, you know what? I will with Flash of Genius. I can make that a 25.
And
That's-
guidance.
That's pretty damn good.
And you know what? Hell yeah. I'll take a
Guidance
guidance
is free. Why not?
We're boosting.
Hashtag sword friend is now trending.
And you have a bardic inspo, I think. So there's background
29,
music.
29.
And with the
I can
bardic
give
that
those
becomes
now.
and
You
with
know
the
what?
bardic
I'll
that becomes
roll-
an
I'll
even
roll the
30.
bardic too.
I can give you a bardic. So get a d6.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Sarah, you want to back me up
Hell
with a
yeah, that's an
second
even
Bardic?
30. That's an
No, I
even
think
30.
players can only have one at a
Yeah.
time.
I gave my
You can always-
advantage.
Yeah.
I think that
I think
solid
that
30
message
is going to
gets-
smash any DC that Will could have possibly put
I
in front of me.
think that in a nice change of pace, that positive message of hope starts to kind of take over what is a space social media. People see that there are steps being made against the Calistogen or against these people who want nothing but to destroy, and people begin to rally behind it.
Entropy is stupid.
That sort of dogma of like, hey, the universe is broken, let's just remake it, starts to get kind of shut down more by people.
Good.
And people are like, no, you know what? It's fucked up, but we can fix it. We can fix the system. We can make it better. And I think you as a group, you are the start of that sort of cascade.
Also,
I mean, I definitely. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, also, I saw a member of the Calistigian Order enjoying a crepe. Nihilism isn't real.
You're one of
Hashtag
those
nihilism
people.
isn't real starts
Real.
trending.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I definitely do a lot of sending to specific parties at where all of the pirates hang out and say, spread the word, let's
Yeah.
go. The seas are free. And
The
we have to
rallied-
defend them.
The rallied universe condition is now in effect.
Oh,
Upon
boy.
successfully restoring hope to those around them, our party now gains a boosted benefit from that. With the universe behind them, cheering them on and aiding in whatever way they can during skills challenges, our party now has a permanent +2.
Ooh.
Nice.
I will take that.
Hell yeah.
You may have to remind us at some point about that.
Mm.
You good, Rose?
Yeah, sorry. I was just
Happy.
inspiring.
Happy.
It's a good feeling.
A good feeling. We love to have a little hope as a treat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A little hope as a treat.
And
A little the idea that the world is broken, but we can fix it.
hope is contagious.
What a concept.
Title right there. Hope is contagious.
There we go. I like it.
We just named the episode something cryptic like Contagion. Joke's on you.
no.
The contagion is
No, actually,
hope and positivity.
That's
With the way
Broken
the
containment.
with the way the algorithm will work, actually now that would probably actually get boosted.
Oh
Oh,
no.
But yeah,
Playing with fire.
Anyway.
Okay, well, if we can't go directly to Sildana, then I suppose yes, we should go to Nito and make sure.
well,
that
I'm
she's
saying you can't
okay.
go directly to. Let me be very clear here. The universe is your oyster. You cannot go directly to that pyramid. Like, you cannot land in the area of that pyramid without facing great resistance. You could land on other parts of the planet if you wanted to go onto that planet and start working on it from there. But you could, just like that one specific landing site is like a no-go.
I mean, it might make sense to go to the planet. I mean, if they
I'm not
Take
saying that
Nito.
as I'm not saying that as a
no, I'm
means of
saying
like
this is Luna.
go there, but I'm just saying that as like, hey, just so you all know, like
Oh,
that planet is a like landable option, but everything else is as well. Sorry, Rose.
That's okay. It might make sense to go there. I mean, yes, we could go try to save Nito or try to save somebody, but if they get captured, they're gonna be taken to that planet. So we're gonna end up back here.
Well, the fact of the matter is, and this is what I am seeing as somebody who has fought in these kinds of battles before, is we cannot, regardless if we assess the situation from the planet itself, there is no way that we can get into or attack or defeat the Calistigian Order with the numbers that we currently have. Yes, we have gotten people on trending on the tweets, the twists or something. But that the idea,
Spacebook?
yeah, I'm not on
Better
that.
that
Anyway,
than spitter.
very true. Anyway, the fact of the matter is what we do need is we need to boost those who will fight together at the same time. So, arguably speaking, there is merit to going and assessing the situation on the planet itself. Definitely an option. But what we should also consider is who in our allies do we need to rally together in a singular place. Because now we've got a restored universe and a bunch of people who are already fighting against the Calistigian Order. We need to get them together. Because separate we fall, but together we can get into that atrocity of a pyramid thing.
Yeah, I don't have great memories of that place, but I do have memories of this planet. And we might be able to find some things there that'll be useful.
So I think we
She's
should
hidden
let
it
people
for so
know.
long.
I think we should let people know the location
Yeah, Helio
and to
and
start
everybody.
organizing a encroachment.
Yeah.
I think Evie immediately starts sending out like maybe makes even a new account where she's like, this is just for Telegram purposes, where we will be divulging information about the Calistigian Order so that people in the areas can go on the offensive or take defensive measures.
Beep, 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 beep,
Yeah.
beep.
And I mean, I'm tempted to put it in some kind of code, but there's really no reason to do that.
Yeah, we need as widespread as possible.
Yeah, because we're not relaying our own information. It's just for whereabouts of the Calistigian Order.
Yeah.
And just taking advantage of the fact that Sildana wasn't able to get that cloak as much as possible because that was clearly something she was concerned about.
You legitimately figure that without that cloak, they would have been taking people quietly. It may not have been noticed, and people wouldn't know where to find people.
Oof.
Like
Circumvented
their home base is now a known location, and that was not the plan.
Yeah, so they didn't want people to know where they're at, so let's make sure everybody knows where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give them the exact opposite of what they wanted.
So, for my final question for the party tonight, what do you want to do next? Where is your next port of call? A couple. Oh, go ahead, Cab.
I was just saying, I kind of think we should go to the planet while letting everybody know where we are, so we can be there.
Yeah,
kind of
people
ready
can
to
meet us
go.
there. People may already be on route or prepping if they're nearby that location.
I agree.
Feels like a
But
good time to
it's
be
not
proactive.
as unfamiliar territory to me, right? Like I
like
I have memories of here.
It's home. Like you it's not home, but it was a home. You learned a lot there. You traveled that world.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been around. We won't be going in completely blind.
All right, so you're going to the big planet.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Seems like it.
I will ask you this, Luna.
Yeah.
You as like someone who knows the planet will have a good idea as to places that you can land. Do you want to land in a large, a medium, or a small population center, or near a large, medium, or small population center?
I mean, I think my struggle here is I don't know what the population is like anymore. I don't know if they're all very much like obeying and living like the Calistigian order, or if the people are independent and the Calistigian order happens to like still be there.
Uh,
So I would go like near a medium and we can test the waters.
Okay, you're like a medium and we can test the waters. All right, give me a second then. Let's see where y'all want to end up. Hmm. I think as you all begin to make your way towards the world, the area around it is filled with ships. Not so many ships that you can't get through. It seems like the Calistigian Order, because they were caught on the back foot, are not as aware, or even like not as they're not as aware, and they're not as alert as they could
Prepped.
be. They're not prepped. They're not ready for people to start coming to the city and coming to the towns and coming to this planet. So they're not stopping people from coming there. If you're looking for a medium one, I think as you begin to enter and break the atmosphere, Vim, make me a perception check.
20.
All right.
As you're looking out one of the hatches on the planet, Vim, your crossbow hums to life a little bit, and you recognize the landmass below you as the one you visited in your dream when you entered the dream of the crossbow.
Let me get back there.
And
Yeah. I definitely like go and probably Evie, and I imagine Evie and Luna are both kind of in that area with Evie maneuvering things and Luna kind of navigating, and I will one show that it's like reacting and directing like, hey, I think around that area should be our spot.
Would I know anything about that area
so
in a general
that
sense?
specific area was a essentially abandoned town. It was once like filled with people, but then the forest around it started getting a little bit fey crazy, and the people weren't able to reclaim it. However, eventually, there's always remnants that try to move into it. There's always people trying to make that town turn into a city, but no one has ever succeeded until now.
Um, Not the safest place on this world. Um, it's a little wild.
And that could actually be great for us, but more specifically, being near there might be good. And kind of explain like when I got the crossbow, it was a little simpler, but I was managed to get in. It's kind of partially living or a remnant of something living, and I was able to get into its dreams that got it to where it is now. And I think whatever that thing was is there.
Well, I know that people have been trying to reclaim that area for a long time. So I mean, it was a little Feywild, right? And you're a little
A little
Fey.
Feywild too.
Yeah. You know, if we could go and we could help them maybe reclaim it, especially if they're good people who aren't warped by the Callistigian order, that could start to provide hope here.
And I don't know if the things are related, but I have a little history with dreams made manifest, and as far as I wasn't able to speak to the actual being itself. I was able to speak to their attendant, but it was essentially a sleeping dragon god.
Um,
Oh my.
Evie, do you think you can land us near there, like right outside of that forest there?
Sure.
And as
no
the
problem.
ship begins to touch down, I welcome you all to Rock Jannar. And we will see exactly what happens next time on the Astral Calling. Take care,
Oh
everyone.
boy.
Oh
Mhm.
boy,
Bye.
oh boy.